everyone seemed like he wanted to talk to me.
Of our sons and daughters go out hunting and never return. What are we supposed to do?
Ooh, this is new. I don't think this was in Route B.
Looks like he left the village.
Fun fact, I started up my file in Route C while watching Damien play, and when I tried to leave the village because I was just gonna go run around, this started playing and I immediately closed the game. I immediately closed it because I was like, I don't remember this. I'm closing this. And I don't think this was in Route B. At least I don't remember it, so we'll see.
Yeah. You think he'll be able to find all the fragments?
Yes, I do. We've done it twice.
If he doesn't, these past 5 years will have all been for nothing.
Okay, so they do want us to find them all?
Now that we know the location of the original Gestalt, the Shadow Lord, we have to stop his rampage. I can't believe the Shadow Lord ran off and holed up like that. I worry the shades who guard the key fragments will pose too much of a threat.
For NieR? Oh, you know what? I just realized they probably can't say for NieR because you can name the character in this game. Everyone just like names him NieR, but you can name him. That's so funny because I was like, why aren't they saying for NieR?
Maybe so, but we're pretty much out of options at this point. You having second thoughts, sis? No, the plan is all that matters. We must see the plan to completion. He is simply a tool to that end.
That's kind of fucked up, but okay. I mean, I'm not surprised that they think that way given everything that we saw happen that in Route A and Route B, but it is kind of fucked up because it's like, Popola is the one that I feel like in those cutscenes, she's the one that like looks to the side and almost like it seems like she does have regrets about them having to do this plan. So I'm wondering if it's like also saying it out loud to kind of convince herself like he's just a tool to this thing. He's just a tool to this thing that we have to do. Like, is she trying to convince herself of that? Because she obviously cares. I have not played Devil May Cry, but a very generous community member gifted me the Devil May Cry like HD collection. Hello. So there is a potential that one day I will play Devil May Cry. It will just be a little bit off into the future. Hi, Cole. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you're having a cozy weekend. But yeah, no, I've never played them. I think I would enjoy the gameplay of them though, because I really liked the gameplay of Final Fantasy 16, and that was done by the same combat director of Devil May Cry 5. That was one of my favorite aspects of 16, was the combat. So I think I would enjoy at least Devil May Cry 5. I think that combat director is phenomenal. My bangs are getting in my eyeballs. Help! Okay, are y'all ready?
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I gotta pay attention to this. Okay, we're doing the Forest of Myth Part 2. Electric Boogaloo. I love this notebook. Ba ba ba.
How are things? You want to know if anything unusual is happening?
Correct, sir.
I have been feeling a rather strange presence whenever I visit the Divine Tree.
The Divine Tree?
It's a legendary tree that exists in the heart of our village.
Did you investigate the cause of this?
I don't know if everything in this route is gonna be the same, or if there's gonna be like some additional things.
Why not?
Well, we're not really supposed to go near the tree, except for prayer.
And why is that?
I don't know. It's just how things have always been.
We are the grass, the trees,
The woods.
Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately?
This isn't even a person. This is a light on the floor.
You should talk, Vice.
As if Grimoire Weiss is capable of spouting such nonsense.
I would agree. I think so
Hang
too.
on. I don't think it's done.
is the dark entity that governs all memories. May the words form themselves to your liking.
Does that mean it'll tell us what we want to know? That'd be nice.
No, it will not. Black, pure darkness, painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words. all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. "This is wrong," whispered the tree in the voice of wind through the leaves. "This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed." Once long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on thick green leaves of the tree. And once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words joined together to form colonies. The colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since surrendered his fate to the gods. The boy, too, has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, weariness, hatred, swell within the dark recesses of his heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort. A healthy young girl with green. She has green eyes. This time, she had green last time too. She is a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him, but he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon, this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her of his feelings, this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word, envy. Look at my memory. There is a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises, and another, and another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She does not know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 33 companions, but most are gone now. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She is laughing. She has been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word, loss. It's interesting, though, that they bring up the red eyes thing here. I'm very intrigued by it. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have the distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories it had so carefully assembled had disappeared. Well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room NieR had entered was almost completely empty. All he could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, NieR suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the Forest of Myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As NieR stared at the jewel, bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored them to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized that they must listen. They must listen. Look here. A small, shadowy presence appeared from beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in its hand. It's a Sableye! More jewels tumbled out of its mouth like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds, tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. This shade appears to be consuming the memories. These things eat memories? The tree extended a branch toward NieR. Without a second thought, NieR brought his blade down on the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree, there is the conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. This is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Ahem! I implore... It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of lost envy? It was green! It spoke! The shade has intelligence and emotion. Who cares? NieR brushed Vice's comment aside as a sword sliced through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to NieR. I must touch him. I must make contact. The moment its fingers brushed against NieR, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm, and out to its entire body. It was emotion, more than the entity had felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone. 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries, the tree had been alone, its heart sealed with heavy chains, but no more. This was more than the simple emotions it had been designed to feel. It was the beginnings of a soul, and the young man was the key. That was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new and unpleasant sensation. But the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beast? Her daughter and 33 friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key! Cried the book. Secure the key! The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them, stretching and slowing. Time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded. It became difficult to discern their meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way into the wall. This world is falling apart. How can a world of letters, I implore, most important thing, world. The light was complete. The memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. As the letters slowly faded, NieR was drawn back to the real world, and the tree was satisfied.
What is the purpose of this place?
Beats me. Maybe it's Popola's hobby corner.
So I have to get these again each time. That's so interesting. Ba-ba.
You know, I was just going to talk to you about that. You remember the Eyrie, right?
That
I do.
depressing shell of a village?
Not so much anymore, it sounds like. I just got this letter from the village chief. Have a look.
My greetings to you and your village. I hope everything is going well. Our village has shut itself away from the world for far too many years, and we have therefore decided it is time to change our ways. As part of this endeavor, we have resolved to establish a shop within the village. It is now open for business, and I look forward to seeing a great many customers visit from all over the world. With regards to the sacrifice keyword you wrote about, one of our villagers claimed to know the meaning behind the term. You are more than welcome to speak with him on the matter as part of your visit to the Eyrie. I hope to hear from you again soon.
Sacrifice. Amazing, Popola.
This entire affair strikes me as a bit too convenient.
I'm afraid
Everything is full of shit.
What do you mean?
The Eyrie has been shut off from the world for years, and now they've not only opened trade routes, but they freely exchange information about the Shadow Lord.
I agree. It seems rather unnatural.
I won't get Yona back by just sitting around and wait. There are shades there. I'll just kill him and be done with it.
Oh dear.
Pop off.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I guess I won't stop you. Try speaking with the chief when you get there.
Let's see how many uncompleted quests I have. Damien inspired me to want to complete all of the quests. Like these ones I can't do. These are all from I think like the beginning of the game, like part 1, which I have never been able to redo. Oh, the fisherman one though. Ugh. Bum, bum, bum. I'm wondering if there's going to be little cutscenes between each part now. Nope.
Yeah, I have my doubts.
You should have your doubts, Kaine. You know them better.
Aren't you glad to be going back home, Kaine?
No, fuck them.
That place is a shithole.
Happy
so nervous,
Sunday!
We'll protect you.
I got me taken care of. Worry about protecting yourself.
Oh, she's great. She's like, no, I don't need protecting. I can do it.
The village. It's home to so many terrible little memories. Isn't it, Kaine?
Oh, Tyron, have you considered shutting the fuck up?
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
That was kind of perfect timing, actually.
We do not desire needless conflict.
If we can continue to live with humans,
Then we can continue to live peacefully.
But that young man will come.
Correct.
The young man will come.
he will kill us all.
Ooh.
Women and children included.
I always smack my mic unintentionally.
What should we do? What can we do?
You just have to be prepared for when he comes. The area is probably one of the most interesting places in this game to me because it does make me curious as to like if they are all shades, right? Because they say we can live peacefully against the humans. Like, are they talking about like, I guess my mind's like, if they're all shades, right? And they think that they're humans. Or like they think, I don't know how to explain it. If they're shades and they don't know that they're humans, like that they're actual humans, are they referring to like the replicants? AKA like what NieR is? As like humans? And in that case, like, when did that happen? If they're all shades? Like when did they become all shades? Because that doesn't feel like how they were the entire time. Or is it something different entirely? I don't know. This world is like this particular part of the world, the area is just very fascinating to me. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about the area. Because we know now that humans are shades. Like humanity was turned into shades like over 1,000 years ago. So, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. And I was talking about this with Damien since he finished Route A and has gotten past this part in Route B. But, like, it does explain why they're, like, hiding away. You know? Like, it explains why they are inside their houses all the time, if they're living, like, peacefully with shades, or if they are shades, like, why they can't go out into the sunlight.
Everyone will perish. Everyone.
It also makes sense why they're afraid of NieR coming, because they know that he's gonna kill them because he's on a murderous rampage of shades. I don't know. I just think it's very interesting. Like, I want to know more about like when that happened.
Make sure you stock.
Oh, I don't have that many of these anymore. I should get some. I have a lot of money. Look at me. I probably don't need that many.
Come back anytime.
Oh, that is a good deal. You're here to learn. I'm here to discover. Discover and learn.
Come back. Why not fill
your garden with flowers? Because I don't grow anything.
Hello.
In these games. I don't have the patience.
May not be the latest.
Hi, Iceman. Thank you for the lurk. I will say this. It did make me laugh really hard because Damien is trying to do, like, he's doing all of the side quests and he already has all the weapons. He actually got all of the weapons for this game in, like, Route A, I think. Minus the ones that you get, like, through, like, the DLC and stuff, obviously. But by doing all the quests, he's doing that pink moonflower quest where, like, you have to grow the flowers and there's a lot of, like, crossbreeding and stuff involved. But it is so funny because I didn't know that in order to get the seeds, you have to let the plants die to get the seeds. And so it's hilarious seeing him type. He'll type, like, a message to me and it's like, yay, my flowers are dead. I got seeds. But it just sounds like that's something that you wouldn't be excited about, that your flowers died. And he's like, yes, my flowers died. I kind of love it.
I'd almost forgotten what the breeze felt like.
Oh, he's not freaking out yet. I'll go talk to other people first. This game. The thing is it's almost like they can't communicate. Because I think the most interesting thing is, like, by playing Route B, we learn that Kaine can hear the shades the entire time, right? And that she just doesn't tell the others what she hears. But otherwise, like, since shades are humans, it's almost like they've lost the ability to communicate ever, like, with the replicants and have their own language. So it's like they almost can't communicate.
I don't believe in anything anymore.
Hi, Zoe. How are you? Welcome in.
For us and for you.
Okay. It's not over for me, though. I got a lot to do. I'm doing really well. Thank you. See, and that's what's interesting. They say the shades attacked again last night. So, but if they're, like, it's just intriguing to me. If they are shades, why would they refer to shades in that way? Because they seemed self-aware in the dialogue before. Or, like, are they aware that they are replicants and want to live in harmony with humanity, aka the shades? Like, do they know that? I don't know.
Hello? We're here from Popola's village.
It's all over.
We came to ask about the letter you sent.
Our days are numbered. Our village is doomed.
As cheerful as ever, it seems.
You're the one who wrote the letter, right?
I don't know about any letter.
What the hell is going on here?
So if he didn't write the letter, did, like, Devola and Popola write the letter?
Someone must know something.
Or was it the guard that potentially wrote the letter? I'll go see. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can always learn new things in this game. Like, it feels like there's always more to discover. And I kind of love that about this game. Ba, ba, ba.
A letter, huh? Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
So, you know about the letter?
He knows about the letter.
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure.
So this is interesting. Like, I can't tell if the guard potentially wrote the letter or if he just knows about the letter.
Which is it, man?
Oh, and if I may ask, are you friends of Kaine?
You could say that.
Ah, I've heard the rumors. Here to hunt shades up.
Indeed. Our aim is to defeat every last one.
Everyone.
He's a shade. I'm just so curious about this place. I don't think side quests tell you a lot either.
Damn it. It's a trap.
Unless there's, like, other quests in this game.
You guys sure are taking your goddamn time.
Everyone's so sus here. Well, that's what's interesting, is like in Route B and in this route,
A carnival of murder.
it basically sets it up as if they're like aware that they're shades.
The villagers are possessed.
But not all of them. Some are still human, so be careful.
But like where I get hung up on it is like if they know that they're shades, do they know that like humanity is actually shades? Because they use the word humans, like that they want to like coexist with the humans. And so I'm wondering like if shades aren't cognizant of that, it'll be interesting.
Help us, please. We are shades.
I also don't want to know the answers to these questions because they haven't really answered it yet, and I don't know if they will.
Why are you here? Everything was
Or if there
fine
will be
until
like
you showed up.
hints to tell me. Everything was fine. We're here because we got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I think everything's gonna be fine up here. I'm assuming they're referring to like us, the like replicants, as humans.
Get out of here! No way! I'm not gonna abandon my own sister!
Kaine, what's going on?
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade.
They're all shades.
No!
But some seem to be like cognizant of it and some aren't.
You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
I don't care what she is! She's my sister, and I love her.
The area is just so interesting. Also, like, when did this happen?
Kaine!
And is it possible that with like how Tyron is, that like all of them kind of like came to agreements with certain shades and then they just, I don't know. It's just very interesting.
Stop it! Don't hurt my sister!
You possessed monster. It is you who have lost your humanity. You are the true monsters.
What madness. These people are behaving as if we are the villains.
You are the
Villagers
cursed
are under attack
ones.
over there.
The shades do seem to know, though, about us. Like, they seem to be aware. Or they just think that we're evil because we're killing all the shades, which is also a potential. And that's just how they feel. Wendy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ow. We can't leave you alone. We have business to take care of. Ah, yes, perfect. Orb.
By my pages. Is this beast a shade as well?
I want to go with yes, Vice.
The villagers.
But they were all shades.
If we keep this up, we're gonna kill them all! We can't let that happen!
I wonder if they're gonna have me read, like, NieR's memory again. I guess we'll see.
I feel something from within the creature.
What do you feel? What do you feel, Vice?
Is this the combined power of all those shades?
It will take more than a barrage of magic to stop us. The first to waver is the first to die.
Oh.
I sense magic coming.
Oh my goodness.
Center of that eye.
It's all people.
Hold nothing back. Those are shades. Now,
Whoop.
focus your magic on the beast's center.
I'm literally doing that. I'm doing my best. There we go. And then today was just a chill day. I got to just relax. And now I'm hanging out with everyone, so I'm really happy. Perfect. Get him, Emil. Or I guess get her, because it's Wendy.
Look out! Something's coming!
Is this
Its
where...
weak point is located around the
Yeah.
back. Try
Ow.
attacking it from above.
I'll try to
Ow!
Emil!
It's kicking my ass.
Emil! Move closer. You cannot harm it from below.
You fell off the same cliff 3 times. Listen, this place is very easy to like fall off of things and get lost because of all the different like ladders and things. There's apparently a trophy for beating this boss like in a certain amount of time. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it. I think I'm too slow.
Are you there yet?
I need to cough. But I'm gaming.
It is escaping to the inner level.
Maybe when I replay it, I'll be able to get it.
Catch my breath.
Pingu, you are so valid. Okay, we're gonna game. Are you ready? Boom! Gamer.
My powers are beyond even my greatest suspicion.
Doot 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 doot.
Come on! Help me take it out!
I'm doing my best, Emil. I'm trying. There you go. Laura, I did it during Route B as well. It's my favorite way to get back down there. But yeah, I want to see the Haikyuu movie too, but I don't want to go by myself, and I don't know of anyone else who would go with me. So I think I'll just watch it when it comes to streaming. Like, I'll host a movie night in Discord. Fuck him up, Emil! Kill him. Ooh, okay. The White Chlorination. I think I read that right. I might have read that wrong.
Emil, wait.
Oh, Emil.
Emil! He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
Oh, Emil.
Ah, fuck. This ain't good, sunshine.
Everything will be okay. We will survive. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I don't think I could live in the area, mostly because even though I'm not afraid of heights, if I'm like in a tall height area for a long period of time, it stresses me out and makes me feel kind of woozy. Oh, Kaine. Oh, Emil. It is a dream of a beast, a record of tragedy, an indelible sin. Enter Emil's memory. Yes. I don't know if there'll be anything new. I'm assuming not, but we'll see. I have to protect the people I love. That was my only thought as I unleashed a magic powerful enough to destroy not only the Shade, but everyone else as well. All of them. So many innocent lives. Destroy, eviscerate, crush, kill. These are the dark impulses that overwrite all other thoughts. As a being that was created to be a magical weapon, these are my instincts. Or maybe it's better to call them our instincts. Oh, Emil. A klaxon sounds from deep within the bowels of the laboratory. The laboratory! Thick metal shutters drop down, sealing off the room with a series of dull metal thuds. Abort the experiment! Number 6 is out of control! Everyone, get out of here! Now! Get out of it! The researcher's words are abruptly cut off as a massive hand materials out of the gloom and hits him high into the air. The researcher begins to scream. He screams and screams, the sound echoing off the walls of the laboratory until the hand squeezes down, coating the room in a deep crimson hue. The rest of his colleagues stand in silence, mouths open, unable to process what they've just seen. Then a female scientist takes a step back and lets fly with a heartbreaking wail. But this is a terrible mistake, for the sound of her cry suddenly brings forth a monster in all of its terrible glory. Its body is a bloated corpse, its head a grinning skull, and it is massive, many times the size of a human. The head lolls from side to side as it tromps about the room on all fours, bringing to mind the wild maneuverings of some wretched, starving beast. This creature, this thing, is experimental weapon number 6, also known as Halua. Is it Halua? Halua? I always want to say Halua because it sounds like it would be that, but I don't actually know how to say it. No. Oh no! Please stop! Oh God! Save me! Save me! I don't want to die. One by one, the maddened cries of the researchers are silenced. If number 6 understands their petition, it pays them no heed, instead continuing its rampage of destruction and slaughter with a focus that borders on obsession. After an eternity, the screaming stops. The alarms fall silent, and only then does the creature make a sound, howling out with an unfathomable roar that echoes up and down the empty halls of the blood-soaked laboratory. It's a sound that curses those who had dared bring such evil into the world, and yet one that also seems to be pleading for help. Two sets of footsteps echo in an otherwise silent corridor in the first level of the laboratory. One set belongs to a young boy, his eyes blindfolded and his hands restrained. The other belongs to a severe man in a long white coat. The man drags the boy along by means of a long chain attached to a set of shackles on his wrists. Rubble is scattered here and there across the floor of the corridor, making the journey an exceedingly difficult one for a boy who cannot see. Excuse me? Could you please walk a bit slower, sir? I'm not used to being blindfolded, and rather than stopping, the man only increases his pace, causing the boy to stumble in an attempt to keep up. Emil is such a good, sweet-hearted kid. Like, so many people in Emil's life treated him like shit. And I feel like for a lot of people that would have caused them to like want revenge, like want to be angry, like want to treat people poorly. And instead of having that type of attitude, Emil still like is filled with so much like love and care for like the friends that he meets. I love Emil. This last humiliation proves too much, and the boy finds himself unable to arrest his fall. Without the ability to brace himself, he topples to the floor, smashing his head on a pile of debris and causing a trickle of blood to worm its way down his pale, frightened face. Agonized by the pain, the boy inadvertently opens his eyes, causing the falling drops of blood to emit a strange crackling sound before transforming into tiny white rocks. It's not your fault, Emil. Close your damn eyes, roars the man. Yes, sir, stammers the boy as he slams his lids shut. He hadn't realized the blindfold had slipped off during the fall, but now he keeps his eyes squeezed shut so tightly that sparkles appear against the black of his vision. The boy is Emil, also known as Number 7. He is a magical weapon whose eyes are capable of turning to stone anything that falls under their gaze. Don't look at me, barks the man. Never look at me. I'm gonna look at you with the most disdain that anyone could possibly look at a person with, because you're a trash heap, sir. I feel like my favorite character in this game is Kaine, but Emil is a very close second. I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking at the ground now, so if you could just hand me the blind... Instead of waiting for him to finish, the man extends one foot and presses Emil's face to the floor with a heavy black boot because he's an asshole. Sir, stop. You're hurting me. I told you to keep your eyes and mouth shut, so do it. The man knows this boy, this weapon, could wipe him out with a single glance, and yet subduing him in this way gives him a sense of relief. After making certain the boy is sufficiently cowed, the man leans down, retrieves the blindfold, and knots it tightly around the boy's quivering head. Right then, on your feet. Let's move. Emil staggers to his feet, trying to ignore the red liquid oozing down his face. Honestly, Emil, just open your eyes. Turn that bastard to stone. He deserves it. Emil is probably the favorite character for at least half the people who like this game, and for good reason. Emil we must protect. I feel like the protagonists of this game are just all such very well-written characters that it's hard to not love them all. Like, it feels like almost a disservice to say I have favorites, because they're just a great trio. Like, the trio is just beautiful. But Emil is my son, and so I will protect him with all my heart. Kaine is just my favorite character by far. I think I relate to her a lot, especially like her talking like a sailor. I do love all the characters in this very much. I also really love Yona, even though you don't really get to spend too much time with her. But I love her a lot. The blood doesn't matter. The pain doesn't matter. All that matters is finishing the job they had set out for him to do. The second level of the laboratory is in even worse shape than the first. The environs are littered with rubble and rock, making the thought of a decent foothold laughable. When the man's eyes linger on a section of rubble stained a deep red, he has a sudden image of warm, gooey brownies slathered in a strawberry sauce. This is still such an interesting thing to picture. His stomach lurches at the thought, but when he attempts to avert his eyes, they land on the remains of a human being rendered into what could only be described as paste. The man blinks. His mind goes strangely blank before attempting to determine exactly how many humans had to be sacrificed to create the scattered piles of flesh around him. After a moment, his thoughts simply cease altogether, as if his mind realizes that trying to put such a thing into form is folly. You can go the rest of the way on your own, says the man in a voice much weaker than he wishes it to be. I mean, what does it matter? You're not even human. You're a monster. With this, the man spins around and dashes back down the hall. A helpless Emil simply listens as the footsteps of his erstwhile captor fade into the distance. Emil finds himself alone in a room with the stench of death and blood. For a moment, he considers opening his eyes, but the thought of the horrors that await him quickly squash this plan. Instead, he stands still and listens intently. Eventually, a far-off sound reaches his ears. That's the howl I heard before. Emil resumes walking, using the sound of the distant voice to guide him, almost as if it was calling him home. By the time Emil reaches the third level, he is moving on memory as much as sound. His hands and face are covered in fresh wounds from numerous falls, but every time he thinks about giving up, his mind returns to his sister. We studied together. We ate cookies together. We cried together. We laughed together. And sometimes, I was the only one who got yelled at. Our being together allowed me to stay strong. For Emil, his sister was all he had to live for, so holding that feeling close to his chest, he presses on, one slow step after the other. Finally, Emil finds himself drawing close to a certain experimental chamber in the deepest part of the laboratory. The howl is very close now, and as he touches the switch that controls the door, he thinks about his mission. Number 6 is the ultimate weapon. She is his sister, and he must turn her to stone. The door slowly opens, revealing the massive interior of the experimentation chamber. After a few steps, Emil removes his blindfold and slowly opens his eyes. His sister lurks before him, but she looks nothing like the girl he knew. Instead, he sees a savage beast crawling on all fours through the shredded remains of researchers. As the thing that had been his sister stops and tilts its head in Emil's direction, he focuses his gaze on it. A series of soft, crunching sounds emerge from the creature as his magic does its terrible work. First the fingers, then the hands, arms, legs, head. What little color the beast once possessed fades to a dull, ashen gray. Wailing, the massive monstrosity closes in. Is she worried about me? Or is she coming to kill me? Emil feels prepared to accept either outcome. After all, this was his older sister, the person he loved more than anyone else in the world. Halua, The moment Emil speaks, number 6 comes to a sudden halt. Silence descends on the chamber as the siblings stare at each other. I'm sorry, Halua, but everyone says you're too powerful. They say it's too dangerous unless I seal you away. I'm so sorry. As Emil watches her body begin to turn to stone once more, number 6 simply waits in utter, perfect silence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The moment number 6's petrification is complete, her memories flood into Emil's mind. The two of them huddling together in the cold, all alone in the world, with no one to protect them. All she wanted was to save her little brother. And yet, it was that little brother who, in a sense, saved her. The moment the petrification is complete, Emil sinks to his knees. A frozen sister and a little brother, racked with sin. Alone in this cold cage, the two of them weep in a single silent voice. It was our combined power that destroyed the Aerie. It's also fascinating in this, like when you read this memory, Emil probably understands NieR so much and why he wants to rescue his sister. Because honestly, I'm sure he feels very similarly. Like, I think he wishes he could be in that position. I can't decide who's my favorite. I love them all. That's fair. They're all beautiful. It was our combined power that destroyed the Aerie. Whole existences, entire lives, even their memories. We took it all. We took everything. My sweet, gentle sister turned into a monster. And the same thing will happen to me now that I have her power. If my instincts as a weapon went out and destroy me in the process, if that power ends up hurting someone I love, Oh, Emil. Oh, what a sweet little boy.
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
But you saved us. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead. We owe you.
But
It's all right.
It's so sad. Styling her bangs must be a pain in the ass.
Don't look back.
Okay, so this is the part, this was the part that I was thinking reminds me of aspects of Gideon's story, which we also still have to do a little bit of. I always love an optimist who has their own struggles, but just wants to make the world better for everyone. Maybe I resonate with him myself. That's why I like Emil. That is the same reason why I love Emil so much. It's like, despite how awful people have treated him, despite all of the horrific shit that he's been through, he still like finds a way to like love his friends and want to make the world better and help out his friends, and just is so sweet and kind and caring. Like, he doesn't let it turn him into like a hard, cold person, and I love that. He's been through so much. He's the sweetest little boy. It always hits you in the feels, I agree. My weekend's been really good, puzzles. I've been able to relax today. Yeah, it would be hard to trust and love again, but he's so open to it, and he loves his friends. It just makes my heart full. I love Emil so much, and I think he deserves the best things in the world, and just deserves kindness and good things for once. Does he get that? No, not really, but like, he deserves it. But yeah, in regards to that part, I was talking about it with Damien, because Damien just finished this section of Route B, yesterday, and it's very interesting to me that like NieR says like don't look back, and he's looking directly at the Aerie, and it's funny, but at the same time I think it's like he's not only saying it for Emil, but I think he's also saying it to himself, because I think even though NieR wants to kill all of the shades and has this animosity towards the shades, I think it's still something that's very hard to like push through and do, to accept that like for his ultimate goal of getting Yona back, he's sacrificing so many innocent people and their lives. And so I feel like it is something that he has to convince himself like this is what I have to do. I think it's also a way of like coping with the guilt. And in the same way, I found it so fascinating in Gideon's story when his brother dies. The part that I find fascinating about it is he's young, and I don't think that he's at fault. I think it's an accident, and kids are kids. But in order to like push through that, and in order to like continue living, he sees the robot P-33 and blames the robot, and manages to convince himself that it's the robot's fault, that this robot killed his brother, when that's not what happened at all. The robot was just there. It just happened to be a coincidence that it was really there. Like, it didn't do anything. And so I think it's very interesting that Gideon harbors such animosity towards the robot, when it's like it wasn't fully the robot's fault at all. The robot didn't kill his brother. It was truly an accident. And like when you fight P-33 and kill P-33, Gideon has such anger, like kicking the shit out of that robot, and like talking about how he's gonna create like more things to like murder things. And I just like creating weapons and like going on like a rampage. And I think it's also that further exemplifies like how great Emil is, in the sense of like Emil's been through so much horrific shit, lost his sister, lost so many things, still chooses love, still does not go down that path that Gideon's like going down. But I also just think it is such a fascinating thing what the human mind will do to like cope with guilt, cope with so many things. I don't know, I find it very interesting. And like Gideon is such a great example of like, you know that he knows his responsibilities in what happened, but it's like not accepting that guilt. You think Gideon had an inkling he was the reason? I do. I think he did. And I think it's why he's like so emotional towards the robot. Like, I think he always wanted revenge on the robot, but I think he did know, because it's him tripping over and falling over, and like that's what causes everything to kind of like collapse. I think part of him knows, because his brother literally warns him right before all of that happens. Hey, be careful, be careful. And he just is like, I'll be fine. And then boom, all of that happens. And so I think there is a part of him deep down that does know. But I think when he was a kid, he saw the robot and just instinctively was like, no, it's the robot's fault. It wasn't me, it was the robot's fault. And I think it's something that's like extremely difficult to cope with. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess for me, it's like, I can imagine not wanting to accept that guilt, and instead kind of shifting that blame onto someone else. Because how could he, like, I feel like it would be so hard for him to live with himself, to just acknowledge that he played a role in it. Do you know what I mean? At least that's how it feels for me. So I think he did have an inkling of it. I think part of him knows. I think it's why he reacts so strongly and emotionally to everything. That's how I interpret it.
We had best be off.
Thank Thank you. Thank you for thinking it's interesting. I really like to do character analysis and lore analysis in games. It's one of my favorite things when playing these types of games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think the similarities between so many of the characters, with just their stories being so different and so well written, but they just have so many similarities. I don't know. I love it. All right, let's go do it. I'm a roller, not a blocker in games. Me too. Yeah, I prefer rolling than guarding, but I should get better at that. Am I riding a Bullfango? Yes. It's a Bulldrome. Bulldrome, please be in wilds. I miss you. What is that thing? It's just a big old boar. I had to fight 3 of them at one point in the DLC. But they are like Bulldrome. Actually, that's like the best comparison ever. They really are like Bulldrome. They just charge at you repeatedly. No, never come back, Bulldrome. Bring it back. People have gotten too comfortable. Bring back Bulldrome. Bring back Vespoid Queen. Okay, so this part.
Get him! Don't let him escape!
Celtis Queen. True. No little shade. This poor little shade. Where is it even supposed to go? It's just a little kid. Poor baby.
Who are you?
P33!
Military defense robot, P33. You are an intruder. You must be eliminated. There is something leaking from your eye.
I'm crying, you big dumb robot. I miss my mom.
What is crying? Who is mom?
Doesn't matter. I can't see her ever again because she's dead.
My creator is also dead. He perished hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago? Really?
174 years, 10 months, 14 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes. 44 minutes.
The way that P33 has just kept track. Are you lonely?
I am incapable of being lonely, or missing others, or crying.
I'm crying because I don't want to die.
Will die.
If the humans catch me, they're gonna kill me.
Will they kill you?
So some shades seem to not know that they were humans. Other shades seem to have like a little bit of awareness, potentially. Potentially. Maybe not all of them. But a lot of them seem to not be aware of that.
I will not permit the humans to kill Khalil. Military defense robot P-33 will protect you.
Thank you, P-33.
P-33 is charged with defending others.
My contact is bugging me.
P-33 will defend Khalil.
Don't know how much we can actually use.
Oh shit, here's the part.
Wow. Check this out. It looks brand new.
Hey, be careful, all right? This place is dangerous.
I'll be fine.
See?
Oh no!
Huh? Look out! Huh?
This is why I say I think he knows. I think he knows that it's partially his fault.
Huh?
And I say fault loosely here because I don't think he's to blame. I think it's just an accident.
Jacob! Oh god, this can't be happening! Jacob! Jacob!
This has to be so traumatizing. What's funny is, like, he just blames P33. Completely blames P33. But I do think he blames P33 to cope. Like, I think he thinks that I think there is a part of him deep down that knows that it's his fault. Or that he just played a role in it. I hate using the word fault because genuinely when things are an accident like that, I don't think that there's a way to blame somebody. I think sometimes shitty things just happen and no one is to blame for it. But in the case of Gideon, I feel like his brother tells him to be careful. He isn't careful. He says, I'm fine. And then immediately shit happens. He's about to get crushed. His brother saves him. And his brother gets crushed instead. And I think deep down he knows, like, oh my God, like, I wasn't careful. I should have been more careful. But instead of, like, accepting the role that he played in what happened to his brother, it was easier for him to just put that blame on P33 instead. Like, it was easier to push that outwards. He sees P33 there and is like, it's P33's fault. All of that has shifted. I think he's suppressing that part of his memory and just remember seeing P33 after it happened. I think that's also possible. But I think suppressing that memory is a coping mechanism too. Like, I think in all ways, like, I think as a kid, he kind of suppressed it from trauma and immediately just put all of the blame on P33, even though no one was really to blame. Hi, Skylar. In his shoes, maybe it is much easier to blame the shades. It's funny, though. I don't even think he sees the shade. I think he only sees P33. So I think it's like he fully just puts all of that onto P33. But that's why I brought this up earlier, is because I feel like it's so interesting. Like, I do think deep down he knows. Like, deep down, I genuinely think he knows the role that he played in it. Yeah, involvement is a better term. But I think he definitely knows how he was involved in that. I just think over time, he's definitely, like, suppressed it and only can remember that he saw P33. I think in this moment, you can tell. He goes from, like, the terror and the shock of, like, what just happened to immediately, like, hardening with anger at P33 instead. But I'm glad we got to watch this cutscene again, too, because I really wanted to, like, see that again and make sure I still felt the same way about how I feel with, like, Gideon potentially, like, knowing deep down his involvement in his brother's death, which I still think he probably knows deep down. Do I think therapy might help bring that out and help him cope a little bit better with it? Yes. But none of these characters are ever going to get therapy. But yeah, I think it's too difficult. Sometimes it's too hard to acknowledge, like, the role that you played in hurting someone that you care about.
The intruders caused the structure to fail. They should have proceeded with more caution. One intruder has perished.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think they were chasing me. They seemed nice. But it is sad, because it's like, Gideon will never know that, like, this robot and this shade were just chilling. They didn't want to hurt him.
Perhaps we should speak to the brothers. They might know something about this.
All right, let's go. Let's go fuck up P33. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not, like, missing anything. I'm not. I have 100%.
Oh, hey there. It's been a while.
I am fascinated by the arm thing with Gideon. Like, it's the exact same arm. We pointed this out in Route B, but it's the exact same arm. When he, like, pulled his brother's arm, it's that same arm. Like, that's wild. P33, go run, be free. Might be worse if Gideon finds out after the fight. I think it would be worse. I feel like that's why I would never really want him to know. Let him just suppress the memory whatever he needs to do to cope. It would have been better before we fight P33, but we have to do it anyway to go get Yoda, so sorry.
How fares your brother?
My brother's been dead for 4 years.
Oh, I see. Please forgive the question.
It's okay.
I need to ask you something. What is
It's
it?
okay.
You heard any
I'm
rumors
coping
about
fine.
shades around here? Not the little ones. I'm looking for one that's unusually big and powerful.
No, I haven't heard about anything like that. But I haven't really been listening.
At least he's
All I want
honest.
is to destroy robots.
It's so interesting. Like the animosity is all at the robots.
Just rip them up.
But I do think it's fair to say that like Gideon and NieR are very similar with the animosity that they have towards the two like beings that they believe like harmed the person that they love, like one of the people that they care about deeply. Like for Gideon, it's the robots. He believes that the robots took away the one person that he cares about like the most. For NieR, it's the Shades. The Shadow Lord and like the Shades are responsible for Yona being taken. And so like he has so much animosity. Like the way that NieR will talk about the Shades when it's like, I'll kill them all. It's like, it's so interesting. Like they're very similar. It's fascinating. Like, it's like, I don't know. They're like they're still very different, but that animosity that they harbor for those things, very similar.
I can repair anything with the proper material.
If you'll fix it, I'll get the parts.
I'm so glad I decided not to throw this out. I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big enemies on the second basement level have them, so watch yourself. Also,
I won't.
Here's the passcode to get down there. Use it on the elevator.
You got it.
I'm gonna need some memory alloy. Only the real big...
So will you not help
can I
me?
help
There
you
we go. I'm like, could you help me? Ta-da. A lance birthed as part of a pact with an ancient red dragon. I should be using, I think I'm using Fool's Lament, right? A weapon with a heroic dragon motif used by a man who tried to save the world. All of these feel like they were like, since they're DLC weapons, all the Fool's ones. I feel like they might be tied to Drakengard in some way. I'm not like 100% certain, but it feels that way. I have one Damascus steel. This is going to be not a rhetorical question, but where do you even get Damascus steel from? I mean, I don't really need to upgrade it again. It's not like it increases by as much as it did before. Damascus steel's in the second basement, or an area you may not have gone through that became available in Route B. Oh, okay. Everything's always in the junk heap. I will upgrade this. Ooh!
Come back.
Ooh! Pause. Yeah, that's cool. But thank you for answering, Byron. I appreciate it. Ba-ba-da. You already possess the following item.
It's a shame about the older lad. He was but a child.
Sounds like you went into a dangerous area for the sake of the business.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back and give it, because I don't have to go down there. I have to go back down there anyway, so part of me is like, eh. I don't know if it'll force me to do it, though. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, ready? What's a ship?
Large seagoing vessel that carries freight and passengers over bodies of water.
Yay, you're so great, Beepy. You've learned so much.
Have taught me much, Khalil. You have helped to expand my vocabulary. You have instructed me in the ways of the outside.
They're so cute. Maybe we should leave here and go explore the world.
Our friends.
That's right. Yay. It's gonna be fun. I just realized you guys can't really read the text from those dialogue parts, so I will do my best to read them. Part of me is like, I can just read it. There's voice acting, but they're not using actual English, so that does make it kind of a challenge. Okay. I guess we're heading back.
That's some pretty impressive stuff you found. I'll start upgrading your weapon right away. And
I
since
love
you did me a
stories.
favor, I won't even charge you for it.
Thanks, Gideon. I didn't even do anything. I just walked in there.
Well, actually, this is gonna take a little more time than I thought. No sense in you waiting around. I'll send you a letter once it's ready.
That would be great.
Okay.
Harder than I expected. It's going to take some more time. More importantly, how is the child who drifted ashore getting along?
Oh! Interesting.
Right on schedule so far. I mean, we knew she was powerful enough to destroy an entire ship. But now she's grown even stronger. There is one thing, though. She's started to obsess over becoming human.
Okay. This is... So they knew about Louise this entire time.
If that's a problem, we need to nip it in the bud. If the Shadow Lord resists the plan, we'll need her power to defeat him. I know, Popola, I know. Jeez, relax, will ya? It's a fool's dream. And we both know it. She doesn't have a receptacle, so she can't become human, no matter how badly she wants to.
Fascinating. They know her dream is empty.
I see. Well, can I take something off your plate in the meantime?
Oh, how about this? You know the ferryman with the red bag? Well, he's been skipping out on work lately. Can I ask you to go to Seafront and check on him?
Sure thing.
Yes. I will go check on the ferryman. My favorite ferryman who makes me delicious apple dinners with his wife.
Listen, I'm what's called anyway. This lost, what do you think?
Oh, did I not turn this quest into him? I probably didn't. So I have to go do it again.
Oh god, it's...
What's wrong?
Oh, hey, I remember you.
Seeing as we've come all this way, I suppose
We have to
had
find her
best
husband.
Husband, and he ran away from home.
Yes, yes. You may color me utterly flabbergasted.
But it's all that idiot's fault. I was saving up a bunch of apples, and he went and ate 10 of them.
That's actually sort of impressive.
Well, sure, I may have lost my temper a little, but I can't believe he just up and left. He's been gone for a week now, and it's...
All right, all right. We'll help you find him.
Really? Oh.
And here we go again. Shall we begin by asking around at the tavern like before?
Hey there. I'm looking for the guy with the red bag. You seen him around lately?
Nope.
Really? Is that couple fighting again?
Yeah, the guy took off and hasn't been seen since. I take it this isn't a surprise?
Hardly. Their arguments are legendary. We're actually considering selling tickets as a tourist attraction.
I feel bad.
Brother's a guard there or something.
Thanks for the tip. I'll see what I can figure out.
Okay, we have to go back.
Say, you're pretty handsome. Care to buy a lonely woman a drink?
No, fuck off.
Yeah, I'm good.
Bye, lady.
What was that?
Why? I just don't understand exploring this boat at all. Like, this looks haunted. This looks so, like, scary. Haunted boats are great. Says who?
There you are. What are you doing here, kid? And who are you, anyway? Were you a passenger on this ship, maybe?
No, I just murdered everyone on this ship. That's all.
Hey, it's okay. You don't need to be scared.
I have have so many games. A girl in the village came to talk to me. She was upset about how loud and annoying her dad is. I wonder if my dad was like that. I hope not, girl.
To think that couple's
You played...
squabbles have become
Oop.
something of
I'm
an
sorry, Grimoire
attraction
Vice.
for the locals.
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
Da,
Seeing
da,
people like that
da.
puts a little spring in your step, you know?
You
Ba,
humans truly are
da,
a
da.
maddening bunch. Such buffoonery does little more than wear this old tome out.
Your cough seems better at least. Check it out. I brought you some bread today.
Here, look at my hands. There's definitely bread there. Oh, Louise. That's me whenever I have bread as well.
Whoa, easy there.
Parasite Eve was definitely an experience. I would love to replay it at some point now that I know how like the tool upgrade works. I like how it was invisible in his hand, it felt. And then when she has it, it's not invisible anymore. Just play A Bug's Life, forget your backlog. No, I want to play all of Drakengard, I'm sorry. They are supposed to be getting a remaster, but I think they've been delayed, like indefinitely. Hold on, let me check. I'm pretty sure they got delayed. If they're coming out this year, I feel like they need to announce it. Oh, just delayed to Q2, never mind. So yeah, it's been delayed, but only till Q2. That's so interesting. There's no release date now, but they say Q2, but I feel like that's kind of soonish. So I feel like if we haven't heard anything, it's probably gonna be delayed again. I also feel like we need to be getting Dragon Quest news. Dragon Quest Day is very soon. So fingers crossed, Dragon Quest 3 Remake news or Dragon Quest 12 news. I'll take either one.
Well, look, no one's gonna take this from you, so just take it easy so you don't choke on it, okay?
And you know what? Maybe if as a treat, they want to announce Kingdom Hearts Missing Link on that day, even though it's Dragon Quest Day, I'll take it, okay? I want to play Missing Link really bad, that's all.
So, what were you doing on this boat, kid?
Where's 3 Remake? I think with how Square Enix restructured, they haven't been, like, announcing those games because they're taking their time with the games that have currently been coming out. Does that make sense? Like, we had Rebirth just come out, so we're focusing on, like, marketing for that game. I think, like, now would be the time for them to bring up Dragon Quest 3 Remake. It's George Day. When is George Day?
Actually, scratch that. First things first. I can't just keep calling you kid. You got a name?
Name her Louise.
Well, this is going nowhere fast. Let's see.
19th of May. Today is George Day? I see. I see. You made a backlog of games to play and started playing through them. Not a comprehensive list, but just went through a portion of what you own. Ooh, nice. That's smart. A lot of my Steam games I have not played and I probably should. That's why I stopped partaking in Steam sales, actually.
Yeah, what about Louise?
Here, you can have this keyring thingy. It's my gift from me to you.
I mean, it just sort of popped into my head, but...
I see puzzles. She likes it.
Guess you're okay with it. Well, it's nice to meet you, Louise.
Nice to meet you too. Look at them. Even if she's like murdered a bajillion people. I liked Half-Life, but it was also very scary when I played it. It's aged now, so maybe it won't be so scary.
We searched the Southern Plains back when the wife ran off too, right?
I believe
Ba-ba-ba.
we did, yes.
Lots changed
Ba-ba-ba.
since then. So it's kind of nice when we find something that hasn't. The fact that couple is still arguing almost fills me with, I don't know, hope, I guess.
Doesn't it fill us all with hope?
Could benefit from a little change.
It is aged, but still holds up. I just don't know if it will be as scary as it was. Because I feel like things being aged doesn't mean they don't hold up. Like, I like Final Fantasy VIII a lot, and that game is old. I played the one that looked like the original PS1, and I liked that game. I thought it aged just fine. Age does not necessarily mean that it doesn't hold up. It's more so, I wonder if it'll feel as scary. Because, you know, sometimes things with, like, older graphics might not be as scary. Wait, Half-Life is not even a horror game? Listen, they have some enemies in there that are very scary, okay? They jump scare you. I do appreciate Squall's pixel face. And your Half-Life 2 is amazing. Half-Life 2 is also really, really good. Correct.
Oh, hey.
The Last of Us Part 2 is probably your number one. That's my sister's favorite game as well. She loved The Last of Us Part 2. But she always talks about, like, she's in, like, a minority group of people who enjoyed Part 2 more than Part 1. She doesn't feel like there's a lot of people who liked the second game as much as, more than the first. But that's her favorite game, I think.
Carries a red bag around, right?
Yeah, he's my little brother. Haven't seen him
Yes,
in a while.
exactly, Pingu.
A shame. Have you any idea where he may have absconded to?
Not a clue. Like I said, I haven't seen him.
I love all the Squall emotes. Look at him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, but the last time I did see him, he said something about using his ferry to deliver letters. Maybe you should try talking to someone at the post office.
I guess we could ask the postman over in Seafront.
Just once, I would enjoy receiving a quest that can be solved in the general vicinity of the Asker.
Me too, Vice. Part 2 definitely got a lot of backlash. Oh, it absolutely did. I personally, I can confidently say, even though I can acknowledge The Last of Us story is really good, because I enjoyed the first one's story. And I enjoyed, what it made you talk about in regards to, morality and things like that. I thought it was an interesting discussion.
What is it?
People are saying a shade has managed to enter our village. I was hoping.
Oh, didn't I do this quest? Maybe I guess I didn't turn it
I
in.
had my own doubt.
This happens to me a lot in this game. I will take a quest, I will do everything, and then I will not actually complete it.
The foul tendrils of the shades have finally.
The foul tendrils, yes, the real humans.
And we find him and kill him.
But
Easy. I wonder.
What do you mean?
Would you be able to simply slaughter the people you lived amongst for so many years? Would you truly murder friends if you suspected them of being shades?
I don't know if NieR would be able to do that, but he probably would.
He's not coming back to a village full of those things.
When the time comes, I pray you can follow through.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to an opinion. You know, if somebody prefers the original game, I think that's fine. The first one. For me, it was more so, although I liked the story of The Last of Us, I was not a big fan of the gameplay. I don't really like shooters that much, and I don't like it when games don't really want me to fight the enemies and want me to be stealthy. I don't like that stuff. So I personally found that I loved experiencing the story, and I loved how I could have discussions with people about the story. I was not the biggest fan of the gameplay aspect, so I didn't play the second one. But I do know the plot of the second one. I just don't really have an opinion on the second game since I've never played it myself. I always think it's fine to prefer whichever game that you prefer. Also, you never know. One of the things I love about our community is if we have differing opinions, it is really cool to hear people's perspective and why they didn't like a game. I feel like it should be encouraged for people to share why they dislike a game. Rather than oh, I can't, that's right, I can't use the fairy thing because the ferryman with the red bag is no longer here. Duh. Duh. But I think it should be encouraged because you never know. Someone might share something and it might be something that you've never even considered before. And it may not necessarily change your opinion, but it can just open your eyes to a new perspective. Everyone can like whatever they like. Yeah. It's just fun discussions to have. I'm pretty sure it'll even be better when they finish season 2 and 3 of the TV series. Yeah, I think it'll be cool to see how they do it. Just don't force your opinion on others. Exactly. It's in regards to things like your favorite games and your favorite media, I don't know why anyone would want to force their opinion on another person. Hi, Game God! The game is good. How are you doing? You're not big into stealth gameplay either, but you appreciate it just because it just becomes this annoying, intense slog. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Usually, I think I played The Last of Us Part 1 on either, like, the easiest difficulty or close to the easiest difficulty, and I just would attack everything.
Say there, lad, have you ever penned a missive?
You mean a letter? No. I'm not big on writing. It always takes me forever to figure out what I want to say.
What's to figure out? One simply takes quill in hand and unleashes.
And that explains why NieR doesn't write Yona enough. Like a stinker. That's something Damien and I make fun of NieR for, is all of the times that he, like, doesn't write Yona. Like, you'll just be reading Yona's diary entries and she'll be like, I wish NieR would come home. I wish NieR would spend some time with me. I wish he wasn't out doing all these things.
Oh, it's a mirror. Well, that's a stroke of luck. Let's go ahead and check out your new look. If you go over there where it's brighter, you'll be able to see yourself more clearly.
All right, go ahead and look, Louise. And that's totally valid.
Don't you want to see?
She's like, no.
Oh, I see. You don't like sunlight. Guess your eyes are pretty sensitive after spending all this time in the dark.
We need common sense here, but I understand.
Well, it's not like we can have you stay here forever. We should work on getting you out of here so you and me can go look at the sea together. How's that sound?
Like, of course she wants to be human. She wants to have a life with this postman. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I have to go this way. Ba 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 ba. I'm starting to get hungry. Da da da. Ba da 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 da. Hello, post office.
I'm sure as hell not. I just swung by to pick up a letter and wound up running the damn place. Anyway, you here for a package or something?
No.
Yes.
There's this couple who's always fighting, and the husband took off. So I'm trying to track him down. Ring any bells?
My buddy's daughter took off too. Maybe running away is the cool thing to do now.
I find it exceedingly unlikely this pair of runaways is mere coincidence.
Any idea where she might have went?
That is the question, isn't it? Not often something like that comes around. It's all the kids have been talking about.
Let's go do it.
I brought your food for today.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong? Aren't you hungry?
No.
Huh. You haven't been eating much lately. Are you okay? Well then, let's try this.
Music time.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's called a song. Humming a jaunty tune is the best thing for putting a spring in your step. Songs are like a little bit of wisdom that makes the tough times easier.
I would agree.
I love them personally. I mean, not that I'm any good at singing.
Oh, I love it. She's not very good at singing either.
Whoa, your
but it's
voice
okay.
is a bit rough there, but you're actually pretty good.
I kind of love it. But you're actually pretty good.
You know, I knew someone who lived in the town lighthouse before she died. She used to hum this same song a lot. I heard it every time I stopped by to deliver something, and I guess it just kind of stuck. Of course, that was quite a while ago.
Just sing your heart out, Louise. You'll get good.
Hey, are you trying to cheer me up? You are a kind soul, Louise.
Sir, I think you should not say that sentence just yet. Just wait a little bit. I don't think you should be so positive about that. You don't know that she's a kind soul.
I'm sensing some really weird magic going on here, Sunshine. Are you actually trying to think something through rather than just jumping in and killing?
What's wrong, Kaine? Nothing. It's just... I'm sensing a presence from seafront. Something like a shade.
Kaine, I love you! You're right!
Shade in the town? That's not good.
It's a shade that's not acting like a shade.
Kaine said she sensed something strange in the area.
Strange how? Like a shade?
He's ready. He's like, I'm gonna kick their ass.
Not sure. There's some kind of sound or something coming from up ahead.
What an incredibly specific piece of information the hussy has graced us with.
What is it, Kaine?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
The beached shipwreck. We're getting close.
We're gonna need to figure out some way to get inside that thing.
Don't worry.
The ship is in a state of want and decay. These planks
can probably...
Worried about whatever.
Okay, we're going in here.
Sensing. We should make...
I'm prepared. Don't worry about it. I'm prepared. I might have to go refill my water. I'm all out. So it might be time to go get some more water. Bum, 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 ba, na, 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 na.
So, were you able to write that letter?
Hi, Xander. How are you? Stream is going well. I like NieR a lot, clearly. I remember puzzles. Okay, it is so funny that you bring this up because every time, like when we got to Route B, when we got to this part in Route B, I talked about it. I will never forget the blindfold redeem. I need to bring that back. I lost my blindfold that I used during that in my move. So I need to like get a new one and then we'll bring back that redeem because that was so funny. There's a clip of that somewhere. Oh, what good times. I have some really great memories with Route A from this game. We did a lot of fun things.
Now that I've taught you how.
I was looking for the redeem. I know, it's currently not active just because I don't know where that blindfold
There's
is.
certainly no reason to rush.
Maybe we can relive that on another route.
That you've taken such a shine to
I don't know how the routes will be, so don't quote me on that, but that would have been funny to relive history.
First time we met, I didn't have the foggiest idea what was going on in that head of yours.
You technically still don't.
So, hey, I've been thinking, how about you come live with me? It might be kind of nice to have a daughter around.
Oh, little postman.
Not into it, huh? Guess I should have figured. I'm sad to hear it, but it's your choice, of course.
But she's like ashamed of...
Huh? The floor's wet. Wait, is this blood?
I also love that he like clearly doesn't understand how like a uterus works and how like the menstruation period works because it would not be like that.
Oh dear. Are you...
It's just very pure and innocent. Like not understanding what that's like at all.
This ship is in poor condition indeed. Do try not to thrash about and bring its timbers down around us, hussy.
Whatever.
Fuck you, Grimoire Vice.
You sure you're all right, Kaine?
You really shouldn't push yourself. Hey, I've got an idea. How about you and me search outside and get some nice fresh air in the process?
No.
Sure. Let's do that.
Sounds good. Take care of Kaine for us, Emil.
Emil is on the case. Come on, Kaine. Let's get the lead out.
Okay, they'll be okay. We get to investigate together. But yeah, that sounds delicious.
This place is pretty
I think I'm gonna
green.
have soup.
I'm having a hard time imagining any townsfolk hanging around here.
I'm gonna have soup for dinner
Well, as
after
we
this.
know the leads, let the search begin.
Oh yeah, I have to grab the lantern. Let's grab this.
Look there, on the floor.
And there's still some...
Okay. There she is, Louise!
Wait, did you see that girl just now?
I did indeed. Perhaps she is the runaway we heard tell of at the post office. Best track her down and take her back to town with us. There's no one here.
Weird. It's like we just saw a goat.
Oh, what foolishness. I am certain this room merely contains a secret passageway or the like.
Yeah, sure, Grandma Rice. That's fine. It's definitely not haunted. It's definitely not a haunted boat. I know it's not. I know that she's just creepy and scary.
What is with this ship anyway?
There may be clues somewhere that tell of how it ran aground.
All right, let's open this.
Was dropped by that fruit-loving ferryman with the red bag. Perhaps he absconded to this ship to wait out the storm after yet another spirited debate with his wife.
They are a problem couple.
Let's keep moving.
But yeah, I don't know. Bum, ba-bum, bum.
Oh, what was that sound just now?
Sounds like it came from the floor above us.
Grimoire Vice is a scaredy cat. Honestly, I kind of like that. I know that we've experienced this like route multiple times, but I do kind of love that he's a little bit of a scaredy cat.
This barrel's been knocked over, and there's flour everywhere.
Surely it was toppled by the girl we saw at the entrance. Wait.
The ghost.
Cast your eyes to the floor, lad.
Little footprints.
The missing child left white tracks in her passing. Should we follow them, I expect we will find our way to...
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, Grimoire Vice.
Man, this book's got some serious heft to it. Wonder what it's for.
It would seem to be this ship's logbook. Let us avail ourselves of a gander.
This is, the worst part about this fucking boat.
Records of the routes it traveled, the weather it encountered, and the places it made port. All in a
Why is it so dark? Is a ghost gonna appear? This is Vice's worst nightmare. I'm also interrupting him, but he's talking about the boat.
The day the records suddenly ceased.
What the hell happened on this ship?
They all got murdered. Ba-ba-ba-da.
Did you see that light on the other side of the shelves?
A shame we cannot investigate further with these blasted things in our way. I would like a word with the interior designer who thought to put them here.
Murder boat. Yes, it is a murder boat indeed.
Hang on. I think I can move these.
You know, honestly, I don't really fault Louise for killing, like, the people in charge of this boat.
It would not do to have the ground beneath our feet come undone, so let's give up on pushing the thing.
Because the people in charge of this boat were awful people.
Oh, wow, this thing is crammed full of information.
A record of the cargo they carried, no doubt. Let me by my pages. This ship was used by slavers. Simply atrocious.
Yeah, they fucking sucked.
Wait, you're telling me they sold people?
And made out quite handsomely from the transactions, it would seem.
How could they do something like that?
Because they're awful people, NieR.
I do not know, nor do I care to ponder it. Let it suffice to say there are monsters who trade coin for misery in all corners of this accursed world.
There's a breeze coming through these shelves.
That white vase is rather conspicuous. Try giving it a nudge.
I'm gonna give it a nudge. Oh, just kidding. I'm not going to.
That white vase.
Did not mean to do that.
A hidden room. How delightful.
Whoa! Who would have thought this would be here?
What do they contain? Treasure, perhaps?
I wish. Looks like a bunch of iron tools.
Those are no
Yeah, they're
tools,
fucked up
lad.
tools.
They are instruments of torture. I shudder
Yeah,
to think
I
what
think
evil
if
transpired in this room.
Louise killed these people, honestly, good for her. I'm pretty sure she killed like everyone
Fortunate for us. Now let
involved
no
with this
more time
boat.
be wasted in our search for the townsfolk.
Alrighty, let's see. I think we're almost through here.
Wait, I hear something.
Her little handprints. Yes, the most beautiful song. Oh, sorry.
Would it not be wise to explore the room?
Stop backseating, Vice. Nobody fucking asked you, you stupid book.
I have to sing and cheer myself up. Where did he go? Why do I feel this
'Cause you like him.
Whatever that sound was, it stopped.
You like the postman. You think he's a nice person.
This is a voice pipe. A contraption by which one's voice can travel to a faraway location.
Which means the girl is in whatever room this pipe connects to.
We'll find her.
Moment. I spy a chart of the ship's layout on the wall.
I love the convenience of that. One more time, that's your fave song. Don't worry, we'll hear it again soon.
This pipe connects to a cabin in the ship's stern.
Onward and, inward, I guess.
Yeah! Yeah, this looks safe. I think this ship is definitely safe.
This little lantern has brought us quite far, hasn't it?
Yeah. And the light it gives off makes me feel, I don't know, safe somehow.
God.
Aren't we the romantic?
So, watching Damien play through Route B... Actually, no, Route A. He hasn't gotten to this part in Route B. But when he was playing it in Route A, it was very, very funny. Because as he was walking through it, he was saying, like, this lantern's gonna disappear. Something's gonna go wrong with the lantern. Just because they kept talking about it.
Somebody's journal. Here, let me see.
I didn't even think about that when I played Route A, I don't think.
Attacked by some kind of monster. Seems like the person.
Good night, Pingu. Have a good rest.
Monster roamed around the ship, killing everyone. Do you think that actually happened?
I cannot say. Though the term monster might well be referring to a shade.
Yes, I think it did happen. Now, why would anything happen to the lantern? You're so right. It's our one, like, safety beacon, but nothing's gonna happen to it. I did not understand the thing about Kaine the game was gating at until you read it about it after beating the game. Yeah, I remember Plume had mentioned that Yoko Taro had to clarify things about Kaine, if I remember correctly. The
kitchen, is it?
It's kitchen time! I wonder why they're giving me healing items! Damien said that too.
This must have been where they prepared meals.
In Route A. He's like, healing items, I wonder what's coming.
There's a note stuck to the counter. Extra rice, hold the peppers. Looks like the crew had some say over how they ate.
To be picky about
Well, that's the thing. I thought it was just random. Like, they were just filling the silence of you walking around.
The cuisine we were served,
but evidently not. I was wrong.
Home was quite particular in its choice of ingredients, was it not?
Tell me about it. I feel like I've sampled every single recipe in the Apple
Do you get
cookbook.
So this is a question that I have. Do you get this dialogue even if you didn't complete the quest? Like, if you didn't complete the quest where you eat dinner at their house, do you still get this dialogue or do you not? I'm just curious.
Track down the ferryman. We should invite them to a meal at our place.
A fine idea, lad.
Because is that side quest even mandatory?
Oh, damn. The hell is this smell?
Perhaps it is wafting from further inside?
No, it's fine.
Another apple.
The thing with Kaine is that if you got it, you would already. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
Apples does that quibbling husband keep on his person while he's out and about?
If it's what I'm thinking about, I felt like that was a bit obvious in the beginning of Route B. When you read, like, her backstory.
Let's keep searching. Vice?
That's what I'm so curious about it. Like, that was something that I was also talking about with Damien is if you don't do that quest, do you still get that dialogue? And if you do get that dialogue, is that partially confusing because you didn't actually have dinner at their house? I'm curious about that.
Speak to me, lad. Are you hurt?
Been better, but I'll live. I can't see a thing down here. What is that terrible stench?
I suspect we may have fallen into the ship's hold.
The lantern got away from me during the fall. We'd better look for it.
I wonder where the lantern could be. At least my glowing sword is here.
Is that?
I got this.
Vice, that's it. We found the lantern.
About time. Might I suggest you cease the celebratory fanfare and light the blasted thing already?
You're hurt. The blindfold is dead. I'm sorry.
Oh dear. Look at the bodies. They are all people from town. And I fear the missing ferryman.
Oh no, this can't be real. Why? Why did everyone have to? God damn it.
Because the Shade needed power and wants to become human.
Remember the presence Kaine sensed. The culprit who murdered these poor folk likely awaits us further within.
I won't let them get away with this.
Let it all out. Let it all out, NieR.
That's enough, lad. Avert your eyes.
Oh, the ferrymen. All of them. Louise, I'm sorry. I have to kill you now.
Why did things turn out like this? Did he leave because of this body? I just want to be able to talk with him. I don't want him to be afraid of me. I don't want him to hate me.
Oh, Louise.
In a human form. I want to look at the sun with my own eyes. I want to sing beautiful songs.
God, it's like, it's so fucked up because it's like Devil and Popola know that she can't ever become human. She doesn't have like a replicant to become human. They said that she doesn't have like that. She doesn't have a shell essentially to not become like to become human. That's fucked. They know she can't ever do it, but she still has this dream.
So, if I can just eat more people,
No, sweetheart, that's not how that works. No. I think somehow we lost the goal there. We can't.
Hey there,
Not that I'm aware of.
Hey, I didn't know you guys came back inside.
Did we ever? Found a nice hole in the wall to slide through. But then we heard a bunch of noise coming from that super dark floor downstairs.
Sorry.
Sure, I was worried.
Yeah, sorry about that. You feeling better, Kaine?
A little, yeah. Sorry for the trouble.
You'll be okay.
That's...
Jeez, you seem really down in the dumps. Did something happen?
Yeah, you could say that. Something did happen.
Tell me, Kaine, that presence you sensed.
You can make every dream come true with enough dedication. Sure. We'll do our best.
It's on the floor above us.
And by do our best, I mean we're going to destroy
Seems
Louise.
we've little choice but to press onward.
We'll find her a pop she can use. We'll do our best. There's gotta be something for Louise out there.
There's a bunch of crumpled up paper here. Letters, maybe?
They all seem to have the same words written upon them, but the penmanship is so poor I cannot make heads nor tails of.
Well, that's kind of rude. Those are probably letters from my dad.
Oh man, that smell is getting
Get it?
right.
Because my dad has really bad handwriting.
Feeling there, sunshine.
Not great. Can't you tell?
He knows he has really bad handwriting. It's hard to read. Just wish upon the Star Road. I don't know if the Star Road is in the NieR universe, but she can certainly try.
The culprit who murdered the townspeople may be behind this very door. Let us proceed with utmost caution.
No, I'm gonna proceed with recklessness. Let's go. Caution? Fuck that shit. What about the Dragon Balls? It is now. Okay, so the Star Road is present. It does exist now. We have decided.
It's that girl we saw when we first entered the ship.
Hi, Louise!
This is a lone child sitting inside a hulking ship littered with corpses. Something is clearly amiss.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man, this shade is nuts. I think I'm in love.
Tyron, no.
Feel her power hanging in the air, and she ain't even trying yet. Things are finally heating up.
Could this girl be the presence you sensed, Kaine?
Oh, God. This part. The poor postman. He doesn't know.
Oh, hey, it's you. Been a while.
If it's Rainbow Road, I am destined to fall off the edges, unfortunately.
Wait, you're the postman. What are you doing here?
Oh, I've been coming here a lot lately. I think this girl was on the ship when it drifted in. I've been keeping an eye on her until she's well enough to leave. Hey, so this is kind of awkward, but...
He does his best. He wants to be helpful.
You know, bleeding?
Yes.
I brought a bunch of bandages with me, but, well, how exactly does one deal with a woman's time of the month? Sorry. Clearly crossed the line.
He just wants to help her. It's so sad. That would be uncomfortable, though, to just randomly ask a stranger.
She isn't.
The red eyes. Da, 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 da.
We'll figure something out. You just find a way to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
What on earth?
For some reason, I feel like I remembered struggling with this boss fight in Route A, but Route B, it was not challenging at all.
That is not precisely the case.
She is being hurt by the sun, but she's powerful. She can regen.
Regenerative abilities far outpace whatever damage the light is able to inflict.
I still think Louise looks like a Marlboro.
Something is coming. Get out of the way at once.
I did.
Oh, listen, it's singing. This thing actually thinks it's a person.
This is the same, like, theme, though, isn't it? As the one that she's, like, humming really poorly. No, you can't unsee that. I'm sorry. I think she really does. I was never satisfied. Oh, Louise. I think so, yeah. Whoop. But yeah, I don't know. Got that Marlboro appearance. Whoop. I don't think it's sad. Like, Louise really wants to be human, but there is no way for her to become human. Oh, Louise. Oh. He taught you what kindness is, but you kind of murdered a lot of people. We'll speak the same language.
You're doing it for him? How sad. How precious.
Oh, Louise. It's just sucky how futile it is. Like, all of her efforts, they're like misguided. Like, she thinks that she can become human by just eating a bunch of other humans. Is Kaine Shade as rude as the people in her town treated her? I think Kaine Shade is honestly frightening. Because he praises violence towards other people. Like, he's extremely violent and kind of like feeds off of her hatred. So I don't think he's like necessarily like as cruel to her as, say, like the people in her town were. But he's definitely not kind. They do not seem like they enjoy each other's presence in the same way. Like, I don't interpret it. You know how, like, with Vice, it feels like they're just kind of playful banter, like poking fun at each other, but they actually, like, do care for one another?
Now is our chance. Attack with all that you have.
I think with Tyron, she does not like him and does not enjoy his presence. It's why she wants to, like, get rid of him. Yes, he encourages cruelness to others, absolutely. So I would say he is probably just as cruel as the townspeople, if not even, like, potentially worse. I mean, he wants to kill people.
Did we get it?
No.
Oh, hell. That thing's huge.
Oh, Louise. But what you're doing is not gonna help you, one, and two, it's gonna make the postman not like you. We've seen this.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
This regen is too powerful.
We'll just have to up our own attacks to match.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get our own bad breath.
Now, yeah, sunshine? Well then, get to carving this bastard up before we're all dead.
I know, damn it, I know. The core of this thing is in the mouth. We need to get up there.
Are you serious?
But how are we supposed to do that?
We need to pursue a career in dentistry. Cast reflect, exactly.
Keep attacking the damn thing until it falls over.
Hey, the guy from before's collapsed on the beach. That shade's got
I'm trying to get that, but
we should take him hostage.
I'm not getting that hand. No! There's two hands! How am I supposed to aim for both? No! I mean, they're going really slow, but... Oh, God. No! NieR is going really well, Austin. Thank you so much. There we go.
I think it's working.
Okay, one hand down. I'm glad that you're having
Tremendous magical energy into its
a really wonderful Sunday. My Sunday has also been very cozy. Am I, like, not aiming at it? No, I am. There we go. Holy Lord, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. I hope you enjoy your stay. We should have pursued a career in dentistry, yes. Or, like, you know, dental hygienist, all that stuff. Then we would have been fine. But yeah, NieR is going really well. We've seen a few of the, like, added cutscenes.
Attack the part of her that looks like a girl.
I think you can climb its tentacles.
Wait, what? What?
The shade's core is inside its mouth. Hurry!
I'm sorry, NieR. I'm sorry. I know you can't swim. My apologies. This is different. I'm not used to this. We'll get there. The dentist song from Little Shop of Horrors. Please remind me of the song. No, Puzzles. You are so right for that one. Absolutely. Okay, am I on? Okay. Emil, create magical floaties. I need them, okay? This is not a joke. This makes me think of Monster Hunter when you can, like, climb up, like, certain monsters and, like, mine certain parts of, like, their bodies and stuff. This is so sick. What the hell? I'm sorry.
Shit.
It is, sweetie. I'm sorry you didn't get to be a human. But that's so interesting. So in this route, we don't use the postman as like a hostage essentially, and she doesn't reach out her hand to the postman and then gets slapped by the like. But he's still here. Oh, poor sweet girl. We continue to monitor the situation. We don't break her heart. No, we don't. It's still sad, but at least we don't break her heart. At least she doesn't have to see him like turn to hate her. But yeah, NieR has been really good, Austin. As you can tell, we're at some emotional parts. The song is basically about him being a sadistic kid, so his mom told him, you should be a dentist, you'll be a success. Damn! So poor dentist.
Offering a little refuge is the least I can do. I don't have the words to express how sorry I am. We all knew townspeople were out there being eaten by a shade. I never imagined I was taking care of it this entire time.
Oh, you were trying to be kind.
With that foul creature alone, postman, not yourself.
I hope I can believe that someday.
It is not your fault.
All right.
But also, like,
we'd better get
if
going.
only he could, if only he knew. Ataka, yes.
Someone else we need to break this news to.
Fair enough. I hope to see you out there on the old letter trail again soon.
Oh God, this part.
Hey, did you find my husband?
Yeah. The thing is...
Wait, why are you hesitating? Is he all right? Please tell me he's all right. Come on, say something already.
Okay, I always tell her the truth. I can't lie to her, okay? She needs to know. I would want to know. Like, if I were in her shoes, I would want to know. But we talked about this when I did Route B. I feel like if you... To me, if you lied to her, how I've justified this decision in my mind is if you lie to her, she will eventually blame herself. Because she's said that they got into a fight and that he left after they got into a fight. So I feel like if you lie to her and say like, oh no, we didn't find him, that's gonna give her hope that he's alive and that hopefully he'll come back, but then he's never gonna come back because we know he died. So eventually she'll probably start to blame herself and feel like it was their fight that was the reason for him leaving and not coming home, when the truth is he died. So I feel like she just deserves to know and to have that time to grieve. I don't think people should be like robbed of that truth. They deserve that right to like grieve properly. So yeah, I also view it from the sense of like, if it were me and something happened to like my husband, I would want to know.
We tracked him down, but it was already too late.
No, it can't be true. That big idiot. Always carrying his bag around, thinking about me all the time.
You both loved each other.
This can't be happening.
Oh, you will be okay. Probably not the same ever okay that you might have been before.
It saddens this
but it will be all right.
We'll never hear those two at each other's throats again.
Even if it hurts, I would always want to know the truth. Exactly. I just think you should never rob people of the grieving process. Like, I get that the argument that people will make is like, oh, but it gives people hope. Like, is hope the better option? And to me, it's like, no, I would want to know. I don't think I would want to cling on to that hope. Like, I would, if somebody knew that someone I loved died, I would want them to tell me. Not knowing will only get worse in the long term. Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
If only I'd gotten to him sooner. Damn it.
NieR, don't blame yourself.
You did the best you were able.
We couldn't have known either. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I like hearing what decisions people make with that type of choice, because it is always intriguing. NieR Reincarnation was filled with that too, where it's like you were forced to make a choice. But I felt like with NieR Reincarnation, it was much harder to make the choice. Like, both felt Like, you could make a good case for either one. I understand the case for hope in this situation. I don't necessarily agree with it, though. That's how some of these TV psychics that claim they can talk to the dead justify what they do. They think the hope gives value. I've never really watched anything like that. But yeah, I do think it's... people do want to reconnect with the people that have died that they love, so... I can see that. Hi, Kaine. Do I get to see what it says this time?
The hell's this, sunshine?
Or is she gonna rip it up again?
A letter. That thing wrote it for the postman.
Ha! Man, that is some grade A chicken scratch.
She probably copied the letters as best she could.
So, what's it say?
What does it say? I want to know. Last time she ripped it up. This time she did not. Greek tragedy is all about how hope can be a source of strength, but can also be easily twisted. Yeah, and I think it can be very easily twisted, and that's just unfortunate.
It's like I was stuck in some kind of dream.
Aww.
Hey, letter guy.
You're that. I mean, how can I help you?
Before I continue this part, when she called him letter guy, all I can think about is how when my older sister was very little, like very, very little, our postal person, like our post office worker, the person who delivered our mail, was a woman. But my older sister Amanda didn't quite understand like how to like call like a post office worker, so she called the post office worker instead of the mailman. She called her the female man. And I thought that that was the cutest thing in the entire world, because it was truly just not understanding how the word was spelled. Like, you could just tell she didn't fully understand. So when I just heard her say letter guy, that was all I can think of, where it's like, he's a postman. But like my older sister just saying like, oh, the female man's here. Like whenever our post office worker would come, I thought it was like hearing that story from my mom and my dad. That's like the cutest thing I've ever heard. You just knew she didn't know the actual, like how that word is formed, like how it's spelled.
Got a letter for you.
Wait, you have a letter for me?
Yeah, it's from that thing on the ship.
Louise? Let me see. Oh, it says, thank you.
Oh, that's so sad.
Wow, look at this. After all that time I spent trying to teach her to write, she actually managed to string together a few ugly little letters.
That's so sweet of her.
Damn it. Why can't I stop seeing her smile or hearing that song she used to sing? I know she ate people. I know she was a monster.
Because you genuinely cared for her. You didn't know. This game is heavy. I'm sad. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Louise, I understand. This game just hits. This game knows exactly what I need. And that I will always thank it for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little boar. Writing's just impeccable for this game. God. Oh, Ritsu's phenomenal. So far, I'm enjoying this. Don't apologize to Buldrum, but Buldrum deserves it. Yeah, I don't know. This game's pretty amazing. I really love it.
Why am I the only one working?
You're probably not the only one working this hard, villager. Then once you finish it, you can go back to streams of this game again and again to get that same fix of tragedy. Perfect! It's okay. I'll eventually go into Drakengard, which I'm assuming will also have some really sad storylines, potentially. I got the gratitude trophy, yes!
I'm still working on the decryption, but I'm afraid progress has stalled. Loyal Cerberus
Wow.
might refer to a dog, but I've never seen anything that would fit the bill.
It must be pretty complicated if even you can't decode it.
You can probably decode it.
Well, you're our last hope, so please keep trying.
I will. By the way, I was walking by your house earlier and I noticed you had some mail. You might want to check it out.
Thanks. I'll do that.
Oh, one last thing.
Uh-huh.
Since the ferryman was missing work, I arranged for someone else to handle the job. I'll make sure they know to let you use the boat as before.
Gotcha.
Thank you! I need to play more of the Life is Strange games. I've never played Life is Strange.
We have lost. The world relentlessly continues to turn.
Yeah. Isn't that fucked up? It's fucked up but true. That's a good point too, Puzzles. That, honestly, I know you're not a Kingdom Hearts fan, but for me, I think that's why Kingdom Hearts slaps in the way that it does. Please play Life of Strange. It's definitely on my list. I'd like to play it one day. The acting of the characters was a huge part of making this still work for me. Kaine recognizing Emil when he brings her back. Yes! Oh, reliving that part every time makes me so happy. As per Rule 25,656, please consider this your official notice that the King of Facade has chosen to enter into the ceremony of matrimony. Please lodge all objections and/or congratulations through the official channels stated in Rule 38,585. Sincerely, the Facade Royal Office of Marriage and other legally binding contracts and concerns. P.S. Hey guys, it's me, the King of Facade. Sorry this is all formal and stuff. Listen, I'm getting married and I really want you to come, so get over here.
The king is getting married. It does this old book good to see a boy become a man.
Probably not a good idea to turn down a wedding invitation from a king.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Don't turn that down. Are you guys ready? Let's go to Facade. And nothing can go wrong. A wedding, yay! This was one of the parts when I played Route A that made me realize, like, oh, fuck. I don't know if I can handle the sadness right now. Like, I remember getting to this part and it was, So for those who are new here and don't know the story, I played Route A when this game first released. And then I had to take a break because when this game came out, I wasn't really in the best spot mentally. And I finished Route A and I started a little bit of Route B, but it was hard for me. Like, I felt like my mental health wasn't in the proper place to like fully appreciate the game, and it was giving me a really bleak like outlook on life. So I paused my playthrough, and then when I did NieR Incarnation earlier this year, I realized, oh, I'm ready to go back. Oh. I hate this one. This one makes me so sad. I just want the wolves to be happy. I don't want to hurt them. I'm sorry, wolves. Please don't attack me. One from school doesn't fit anymore. We're gonna have to get everyone suits. Although I don't think you need to wear a suit to this wedding.
Yes. Deserts would seem to hold little sustenance for them.
NieR isn't gonna wear a suit.
Certainly guess what they've been eating.
I'm not sure the rules about suits. I mean, NieR doesn't have to wear one. Emil, I don't think can. You need to get one anyways. Okay, in that case, you should probably get one. But yeah, I had to pause Route A simply because I just wasn't in the right spot mentally for it. It was the first time that I've ever had a video game not be an escape for my mental health. Usually video games are a great escape for me when I'm going through a rough time, but this game was actually making it a little bit worse. Like I was falling deeper into a depression than I normally do. And I've been doing much better since then. Honestly, I haven't really been in a depression like that for a while. And hopefully that doesn't happen again. But yeah, I realized I was doing a lot better. Because NieR Reincarnation also has some heavy subject matter, and I felt like I could truly handle it. So it made me realize, like, I think I'm good. I can go back. And I could! And now look at me. I'm almost, like, halfway through, maybe? Oh, thank you, Austin.
We hear your days of bachelorhood are coming to a close, kid.
Congrats.
Forgive my prying, but we are all eager to know the identity of your lucky bride. You have grown into a fine example of womanhood. I'm sure you will make a splendid queen.
Kaine's gonna want to see this.
I love that. This is Emil!
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Your Royalness. Congratulations on your wedding.
I love Emil.
I'm sorry Kaine's not here, but...
Oh, the wolves. They're just trying to survive. They weren't even doing anything. They're just chilling in their own little den, and they do it anyway. Why can't they just leave them alone? This part I can't. It just hurts. We hiked 6 miles up to the base of a mountain, and you filled your flask with pure water. Ooh, that's so cool! Oh, that sounds amazing. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation there, because that sounds beautiful.
What's it to you? You don't even take baths.
You're a book. A book taking a bath seems a little complicated.
What is the matter?
I don't like this. Weddings are festive occasions, you know? Should I even be here?
Yes, you should.
Sure, but what about everybody else?
This city isn't like our villages. It's all about the rules here. And since there isn't a specific rule about you, I honestly think they won't give a crap.
Yeah, maybe.
Will you at least procure a new set of lingerie for the festivities?
Keep talking, book.
Hi, Emil.
What's up?
Just having trouble getting to sleep. I bet it's gonna have streamers and dancing and bears on unicycles and everything.
That's what every wedding has, is bears on unicycles, yeah.
I'm sorta jealous. I wish I was Fira.
You'll find a nice bride someday, Emil.
My son. The streamers. There will be streamers there. I will be at the wedding, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Emil, it's okay. I'm sorry that NieR doesn't understand.
You must be tired indeed if you misunderstood that simple social nicety.
Yes. But alas. Also, this is something that I noticed in Damien's playthrough. Like, that looks like the Buster Sword. I don't know what the sword on the left is, though. Like, I couldn't tell if it's just like a standard fantasy sword or if it looks like it's supposed to be a reference to something else.
That's not exactly.
You never know. That's not exactly it. It's okay, Emil. You'll find the husband that you want one day. You'll get to be a groom. It does, yeah. I'm not sure what the other sword on the left is. Oh, this is where he talks about the wolves. Our quarrel with the wolves has taken a turn for the worse. The duties of a king are overwhelming. In truth, I feel somewhat guilty about holding a festival to celebrate my
Everyone needs
wedding.
to blow off steam and celebrate once in a while.
Your people have earned a moment of rest and respite.
Plus, you want to make Fira happy, right?
Someone to fight for. I like the sound of that. The wolves. I don't even understand what they did in this part. They were just vibing. They were just in their little den. The cry. They did, yeah, Emma. They said it earlier that they killed them so they wouldn't disturb the wedding. But they weren't doing anything. Like, that's what genuinely hurts my soul, is like they weren't over by facade. It makes me so sad. They're not exactly the good guys. Because Damien's playing through Route B for the first time. And he hasn't gotten to this part yet.
Weddings are the best.
But I told him, like, I told him, because he knows, like, now, like, with Route B, he's come to the conclusion that, like, oh, they're showing backstories. Like, you're getting the Shades' perspectives. And I told him that, like, I personally thought one of the backstories was really well done. I feel like the other backstories, not that they're bad, it's just that I don't think all of them really present the, like, side of, like, this one, I feel like really shows that it's, like, it's so clearly a misunderstanding, and that, like, the facade people, even though they think that what they're doing is protecting their people, there's shades of gray to it. Like, the wolves weren't doing anything to even give the hint that they were going to attack during the wedding. But for some reason they're like, oh no, we gotta protect facade during the wedding, so we're gonna preemptively do this thing. The Robo one is done pretty well too. He did bring up a good point that it feels like they attack you first. Which I understand, but at the same time I'm also like, I guess that's true if they do attack you first. Obviously, like, NieR and his crew are gonna retaliate in some way. So I get that. This one was my favorite, though, of the backstories. He doesn't know that this one was my favorite. He's tried to guess so far, and he guessed Louise. But this one was my favorite. I think a lot of them are still well done, but I think this one is just, like, 10 out of 10. Them wanting to protect the wedding is what actually led to the attack. Exactly. Like, if they had just left the wolves alone, the attack during the wedding wouldn't happen. I think that's what's so... And they feel like it's a confirmation of, like, oh my god, the wolves hate us, now we have to go kill the wolves. But, like, they never would have done it had they just left them alone. And it also, like, breaks my heart because you find out why, like, the wolf that's, like, the giant shade feels so strongly about being able to coexist with humans. Ugh, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. Like, because he had that experience himself. He knew. Hansel and Gretel were really cool too. Yeah, they were. They were. Honestly, they're all good in their own ways, but this one will always be my favorite. Absolutely always my favorite.
Aren't you jealous, Kaine?
Nah.
Oh, come on.
I don't think backstory is always the like proper way of putting it, but more so like perspective. Like you're getting the Shade's perspective and hearing their dialogue that you normally weren't hearing in Route A. So I would say Louise's backstory we don't really have. Like we don't know a lot about like her Shade history, but we do get the perspective of like she was eating and killing people. And she was going to continue doing it. For the record, she wasn't going to stop. She even says, like, I have to become human, so I have to keep eating more people. And it's like, girl, the math is not mathing. That might not be the way to do it. But I think it was just meant to, like, humanize her. I think her perspective was meant to, like, make her a little bit more human and less of, like, a monster that you see her as in Route A. It was, like, her learning how to be kind to others and, like, learning what kindness is because this one person showed her kindness. And then her wanting to become a human and like wanting to be better for this person. I want to read the story too, but not until the game is done. Because I'm not sure what else will get revealed in this game. Okay, let's do the wedding. So we can save after this. And thus, in front of these beloved guests and per Rule 904, I hereby request that you seal your union with a kiss. This sort of thing is always hard for me. Give her a kiss! I love the facade people, though, and their dance. Vera did not deserve this because she would have defended the wolves forever.
That wolf is a Shade.
Yes. It really does show that you raised our forests and porous our streams and now you slaughter our young. I'm sorry. Honestly, I feel like I deserved that, you know? Like, I feel like I had to... I don't want to hurt them. Unfortunately, everything they do is to protect their loved ones, but they weren't even threatened. That's what kills me. They would have been fine. They did not have to go attack the wolves preemptively, and they did it anyway. That's also one thing you really love about it. It shows how much your opinion... Oh, sorry. Hold on. This part never gets easier. I'll read chat after this, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Rethink this course of action, King. Ahead lies a battle you cannot win.
Correct. Oh god. But the revenge plot. I have to do my revenge. Oh man. I love games like that though that really show perspectives. Like that's one of the reasons why I like Birth by Sleep so much, is it really plays on that really well with like the how your opinion can change as you see other perspectives and learn what's happening. And this game does it extremely well. At this point, they just view the wolves as pests to be exterminated. They kind of do, and it makes me very sad. I don't know what the saddest moment for me in a video game would be, actually.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'll run off to take on the wolves any time now.
Will we let him go by himself?
Of course not. Hell, I hate the wolves too.
Then we must prepare for the fight. It will not be an easy one.
I know. Let's see if the Junk Heap kid sent us a letter.
I will put that off for a little bit. I will go to the Junk Heap first. I like to do the facade stuff last. I do think this particular story really does the like cycle of violence story very well. It just kind of goes to show that if you're constantly like seeking revenge and doing like violent revenge for that matter, it's not good to do the like eye for an eye thing. It's not good to like constantly be seeking revenge on each other or trying to solve like these problems with violence. All the talk about how the later routes focuses on perspectives reminds me of what Yoko said. Was one of his inspirations for the game. Have you heard about that quote? I don't know if I have. I've heard him say different things about his inspiration for the series, but like I've heard him say that he was inspired by Evangelion in a way, but I don't know if that's what you're actually referring to or if you mean like a different inspiration. If you want to share what the quote is, I don't mind at all. I'm intrigued to know. They probably lost a few people to the wolves and then blew it out of proportion, and as humans do when ham using violence. Oh yeah, they've definitely lost people to the wolves. They like have talked about that before. Oh, he said he was deeply... Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. 9/11 was an unfortunate event that triggered out of a situation where both sides believed they were doing the right thing. The question is, what did they see from their point of view? What does it look like from each other's perspectives? These were the thoughts that went through his head when he was making NieR. That's so interesting. I see. Okay. Yeah, I was like, I know I've seen some interviews, but I feel like I see so many interviews talking about what he was inspired from. I had no idea it was inspired by that event in specific. But I can see where that inspiration comes from with like everything that happened after that day. But this is where I'm gonna end stream, I think, today. I'm a bit tired and I've almost been streaming for like 5 hours. But yeah, take care everyone. Have a good night. Have a good time zone. I really appreciate you all. But yeah, take care. Bye.